On the last couple of days of our tour with Alaska Adventures Unlimited, we took a train trip from Anchorage to Seward and back on the Alaska Railroad. We had Gold Star service, which I would highly recommend because you get an observation car and you also get fed, which is nice. Drinks are also available on board, either soft drinks or alcoholic beverages. It is quite a trip, and it is really beautiful. When we were in Seward, we also took a tour of Kenai Fjord, but I've decided to save that for its own video because it's pretty incredible. But the train ride is also incredible. The views that you see of Alaska are really impressive, and we're going to show you some of those views on the way down and on the way back, some of the wildlife we saw, and we're also going to show you a little bit of Seward, which we explored briefly. Hope you enjoy it. So we're on the train from Anchorage to Seward. We're waiting here at the station for the train to leave. It's about 6:30 in the morning, and it's a beautiful day here. Try to show you a little bit about the train ride as we go. As the ride started out, the weather was a little cloudy, but we did spot some sheep right by the side of the railroad tracks, and I was able to get a photograph of them, although it was through the window of the train. But at least you can tell they're sheep. So here's some more. The train, the weather is cleared up. We're going by a stream through some mountains. It's very beautiful. Here we are getting closer to Seward. The scenery along the ride was just incredible, and it reminded me of Switzerland, or also parts of British Columbia that we have visited, and maybe a little bit of Alberta. Pretty impressive scenery. Here are some of my favorite shots from the train ride down to Seward. Right outside of Seward, you hit what the railroad calls Eagle Alley, where you can see lots of bald eagles. They're hard to catch on camera, but I did get this shot of a fledgling eagle. I wanted to show you a little bit about Seward. It's really set in a beautiful location. This video was filmed from across the street at our hotel. Just walked across the road, and there's this beautiful river and mountains. And it's just, the beauty just is everywhere in Seward. We didn't get to spend a lot of time in downtown Seward, but here is a view of the harbor where some folks are relaxing. This boat is really zipping quickly across the harbor. There's a statue that marks mile 0 of the Iditarod. It was installed in connection with the centennial celebration of the Iditarod. Downtown Seward has a lot of bars and restaurants and places to shop. It also has some really cool murals that you can see as you walk through the downtown area. And of course, every Alaska town has to have a bear to pose with. Seward also has the Alaska Sea Life Center. It gets good reviews on TripAdvisor, but we found it pretty pricey and we only had about an hour, so we skipped it on this trip. views and the light on the way back were just amazing. This is a huge glacier. You saw many rivers running through the mountains. And here's a mountain and many waterfalls. These waterfalls were really big. As we got closer to Anchorage, the light in the early to mid-evening became amazing, and we just had amazing views that we watched roll by. It's now 10 o'clock. This is how light it is in Alaska. We're on the train, about ready to pull into Anchorage in probably half an hour. Coming into Anchorage, you pass the Moose Flats wetland, where we saw hundreds of birds. And here's a final view of the mountains across the bay. Quite spectacular. Elevation 38 feet. So that was quite a train trip. The trains leave very early from Anchorage, around 6:30, as I think I noted at the start of the video. They also leave around 6 to come back from Seward to Anchorage, and you get in late, around close to midnight. So if you're going to take it down and back in a single day, it is a long, long trip. But you could do it. I think breaking it up and seeing a little of Seward's a better idea. Hope you enjoyed it.